Hello, everyone. I hope you are all doing well. This is the Animal Wisdom Guidance message for the week of October 13th. We are starting out on a rainy Monday here in Wisconsin, but it is very needed, so I'm really happy we are having the rain. I also like days like this when I can be snuggled here in my studio, and my plan is to work on some art today, so I hope wherever you are, it's exactly what you need and want. So, today's message, I just asked the question, what does Spirit most want us to know this week? And as I was shuffling the card, a card just jumped out of the deck, which is called a jumper card. And I always take that card because it's really, I feel like it's the universe saying, pick me, pick me. And we have Sandhill Crane. And there we go, Sandhill Crane and the message of balance. And you can see this sweet little butterfly balancing on the beak of Sandhill Crane. I remember creating this card, and when that intuitive hit that I should add that butterfly and then the word of balance came into my mind, that would put this whole card together. And one thing I love about Sandhill Cranes, we have a family of them that are still here that I see now and then in the little bit of the field that is left behind my house here through those windows. There's a small area left yet. There's a big subdivision there now, but there's a small area of field where that family of Sandhill Crane, where I often see them on my morning walks. But they are so very graceful, especially when they're flying. I could just watch them all day as they're flying. And I just love how intentional and slow they are. But sandhill cranes actually spend a lot more time on the ground than flying. And I think that's a great reminder for all of us when we think about, this week, perhaps we've been feeling a little bit out of balance and we need to recenter ourselves. And Sandhill Crane is encouraging us to do that with this card showing up today. But we also have butterfly balanced on the beak of the Sandhill Crane. And when we do our grounding and our centering work, we feel free, we feel light, we're more able to go with the flow of life when we remember to do, what that is that grounds us. And for each of us, that's going to be different things. You just have to pay attention and be in awareness of what makes you feel grounded, what makes you feel good, and do more of that. So I think it's also a reminder not to get caught up in the mind. That when we're trying to solve something, a lot of times we get caught in the mind, and it's a reminder of staying grounded means dropping into our heart and just really listening to how we need to move forward. And then butterfly and sandhill crane together, as I was writing the message for the guidebook, is really about the delicate balance of life. We need both. We need both staying grounded. We need those times where we're just, we're flying high and just enjoying all the wonderful things of life. And sandhill crane also is known for, they just nurture their young for 1 year. And then they boot them out of the house. It is time to be out on your own and make it on your own. So perhaps in that there is a message for you this week as you're doing your grounding work. Maybe there's something that you've been wanting to venture in to, something new you've been wanting to try, but you've been a little nervous about doing it. Well, Sandhill Crane and the message that they boot their young out after 1 year is your message that now's the time. Now's the time to take one step toward that. Another thing about sandhill cranes to tie into this message is that they will call loudly to others, out to others to warn them that they are here. And when you're thinking about venturing or making some changes in your life, sometimes that can be difficult on those that love you and are around you and you're wanting to make this change. And the fact that Sandhill Crane calls out loudly is really a message for you to let those know that you love, that you're maybe trying something new in it, and to have patience with you, and just to so they can understand where you're coming from. Not that they always will, Those that we love want us to stay the same. And yeah, but that could just be a message for you this week, just to keep the lines of communication open as well as you make some changes. And butterfly, really, butterfly on the card is representative transformation. And we are all going through such big transformational times right now with everything on, in the collective that is going on. It's really asking us to make changes that feel right in alignment with the truth of who we are. And again, sandhill cranes have been around for thousands and thousands of years. And I really feel that that is such a great message of asking us to, maybe something hasn't been working in our life. I think on a global scale, how things just aren't working right. And maybe we need to go back to the ancient wisdom of how things were done. And that requires some digging around and understanding of what changes we can make that are more in alignment with ourselves, more in alignment with the earth, helping us bring humanity back together. What is it can we each do in our lives to help add that positive vibration to the world? And you're going to know what that is for you. I know what it is for me. I'm not going to tell you what I think that should be. That's for you to just really tap into that and find out what that is. And then I'm just going to share the last paragraph. It's a very short paragraph from my guidebook, Animal Reflections Healing Oracle, to go with the Sandhill Crane. And it says, as you acknowledge inner conflicts, meaning as you do the inner work, the grounding work, helping yourself to feel more light and free as a butterfly, and you learn to release those inner conflicts, you will find yourself dancing through life and with others with joy and wonder. And, as someone who's been being very much in awareness of inner conflicts, which I've been doing for the last 25 plus years, I still have my moments, and but the more that I do my own inner work, the more calm I can stay, the more I can be around those that can sometimes trigger me. And just remember that, we're all on our own journey. We're all walking our own path. Again, not that it's always easy, but the more that we can stay grounded, the more that we can do our own inner work, we can feel a little bit more like the butterfly and flow through life with a little bit more ease. So I hope that message is helpful for this week of October 13th. And I hope wherever you are having a great day and that you have a beautiful week. I'll see you again next week. All right, take good care, everyone. Bye-bye.